Alright, so anyway, the video you guys are about to see is the week there between Christmas and New Year's. As many of you guys know, with fur prices being horrible, I'm not trapping that hard this year. So still got to scratch the itch, of course. So and still like to put up a few videos. So anyway, I'm gonna share with you the week here of between Christmas and New Year. It was real cold the week before, and then we kind of had a little warm up during that week, and then they're saying here within the next day or so we're gonna drop back down into the teens for a week or so. So kind of got lucky. I caught it where it wasn't chiseling through a bunch of frozen ground. But anyway, here's just a few clips. I didn't video everything, but here's just a few clips of the week trapping between Christmas and New Year's. So hope you enjoy. So today is December 26th. It's the day after Christmas, and it is warm. I mean, really warm. We've had some weird weather. A week ago today, after work, I was ice fishing on a little over 3 inches of ice, and today, let's see if the camera will pick that up. But it is right now. It is over 60 degrees. It's like 63 degrees outside. And it's fixing to rain, and rain pretty hard too. So we've got thunderstorm warnings out. So it's been a weird year. We're gonna get out, we're gonna get some sets put in the ground, and we're gonna check a bunch. So come along with me, and we'll see what we can get. So we're getting a little bit of sets put in today here, and just wanted to show this to you. This is it's a creek here, and then it's where the farmer had cattle at one time, and he had to guard across the creek, but it creates a pinch point. I'm standing on some concrete here, where it looks like at one time he had a low water crossing. But anyway, it's a good place to gang set, and I'm big on gang setting, especially for different species. So if you look around in here, there's probably 15 different trails that's all coming into this creek here, and so it's hard to set them all up, but so you just need to pick the most used ones, the best ones. So that's what I did, and there's a really well used deer trail right there, and it's a deer trail, but there's a bunch of small critter sign, there's a bunch of coon sign and everything else. So went ahead and set that up. I got a 220 set just right there, and then come down in here. And most of these critters here are running the high bank, and I'm going to set that up on the high bank that they're coming down there. But we get down in here, and just right in there is a really well-used trail, and that's a small game trail. So we stuck a 220 up in there, and we'll see how that goes. And then right here where this pinch point is, these sets here primarily for targeting mink. And you can see how this creek kind of wanders around over here and then moves on. And the mink, they're going to run right on the edge of the water, if not in the water, and they're going to take the path of least resistance. So what I've done here is I've set a 1.5 right there. You can see that pinch point. I put that little block there because there's a little water running down there, and it just kind of funnels them in. And then there's a 1.5 just right there. And there's no bait. These are just strictly blind sets. You don't want the animal to be stopping and investigating. You just want them to just be moving through natural, same as these 220 sets here. So there's 4 sets right here in about a 20-foot circle, and there's no bait used. So it's a pretty good way of setting up these areas, and you can really kind of target specific species. All right, so I'm gonna have to zoom in to even get this guy in the picture. This is the first catch of the 2016-2017 season. It is this little bitty excuse for a coon. Dude is tiny. I mean, like 5 pounds tiny. But anyway, I mean, the set, for what it's worth, was just set right on the sandbar coming down into this creek. So did make a catch, but this dude's definitely getting released. He's probably this year's kit. So anyway, I'll see if I can set the camera up and
and just show you how I release them real quick. A lot of these coons you can release without a catch pole and everything if you get good, you know, just with a boot. But we'll set it up and see if I can show you. Okay, so I know it's not the best view, but it's all I got. But anyway, this little bitty coon here, you can usually just take them real easily. Release them. No big deal. But anyway, there he goes swimming down the creek. Little bitty guy. He's actually kind of cool looking. He's got real good color, so maybe in a couple years he'll be decent. But anyway, never want to take the young ones. So anyway, there he is. He's happy. He's content. Anyway, I'll reset this here and we'll move on. Full moon last night, real warm, so I don't know if anything moved, but continue on. Alright, so this is the set down here in the creek. There's one right there, one right here. This one's got a smaller coon in it. I'm gonna let this guy go. I'm not keeping any coons that are under a 2XL this year. Just not worth it. So anyway, he's got real good color, but he's just too small, so we'll let him go and see what else we can get. Alright, so I set this up for a couple of reasons. One, you can see we have this creek here. It's real steep banks. It's probably 8-9 foot down to that water, and it's almost straight up bank. So these coons they're going to be running the high bank. They're not going to be running down in there with that steep bank. And if you can see just there's a trail that comes out of the timber, and then right here at this tree it forks and it goes off that way around that tree, and then it comes and goes right here. So I put two traps here. I put one on this trail going this way, and I put one on the trail going over here to this other tree. And as you can see right there, it's nice big boar coon. So definitely paid off. Just had a dog just fence staple toggle off to this tree, nowhere that he can get wrapped around, and made a good catch on him. Nice coon, big coon. So get this guy taken care of and move on. We had a front move through last night, so hopefully critters moved. Alright, so we've got this little slough that comes in here, and then it goes and kind of meanders on that way, and it drops down in the big creek. And I don't have permission just over there. I can't be on that big creek. So what I did was I come up here into this little feeder creek, and these are how these coons are accessing the big creek. They're just following these little sloughs and ditches down into it. So making the best of what you can. I mean, I still sit on sign and everything, and you can see there's another one that just comes right there. Then there's a Y point here, and I got another trap over there, just over there. So you're covering kind of both aspects. But there'd be the coon, pretty nice looking coon, fair size. So get him taken care of and reset and catch more. It doesn't take much. It just set on sign, put it right in front of them, and collect the critters. Alright, so checking a few sets today here. Don't have many coon sets out, just one's kind of right there, real easy to check. But come across this set here. I set this up yesterday. This is a farm road that goes in between two pieces of timber. This is a private farm road, and there's a culvert here, and there was just a beat down coon trail right there. I mean, it was just beat down. So I put 3 sets in it, and I put one just there right on the trail, one right there on the trail, and then one on the corner. And come up here today, And we have got a brute of a coon there. That's a big coon. That coon there, he'll go over 25 pounds. And the coon that goes over 25 pounds around here, that's a good one. So anyway, he's hanging out there. But anyway, real simple. He's toggled off to this log, and you set on trail, and you catch big coons. So we're getting right now. The rut's about 2.5 weeks away, and these coons they're good. They're still got fat on them, but they're nice prime coons. So they're not rubbed. So we're gonna keep catching them for a little while. All right. I know it's windy, but coming down in this creek, you can see it's just a creek out in the middle of a bunch of fields. We got this real nice prairie grass to work with. Makes for some real nice trails. And you see that trail there? I mean, you got to pick your best trail in here because they're all over. But right here, about 20 then on a stabilizer, and bam, he just fell where he laid. So that's real good. There's a coon there, and then you come here and look. There's an old bridge down in there, and right there is another coon. And I don't know, these guys are probably 30 yards apart from each other. There's a little ditch that comes out of there and goes in the creek. I'll walk over there and show you, but there's another coon there. So all right, so here's that other coon. The old bridge, it comes down through here, and then there's this little cut that comes up. Put the set right here, little dog proof. Catches these coons. Another nice coon. So just got to pick your trails here because there is a bunch to choose from. So got taken care of and reset and move on. All right, so I had this coon here. I had the set just right here. The coons were coming down this creek bank here, and there's an old blowed out bridge here, way back in a bunch of timber, so it's just a nice pinch point. Got a double. I got one right there and then one right here. Seems like they just were running singles last night, but anyway, caught the coon. That log there, I just had it toggled off there, and you can see he went all of about 8-10 feet. So anyway, looks to be a real nice coon. He's just wet, so we'll get him taken care of, and like I said, just set the trap here and collect your coons. All right, there's 3 coons, a possum that found its way into a 220, and coyote. So there's another day on the short trap line.
All right, so down here in this kind of little creek ditch that splits these 2 big fields. They're, I don't know, a couple hundred acres a piece, and then it keeps going on. So there's a good mile or better of all fields, and this is the one waterway that goes through this whole area. Everything drains here, and it's got a bunch of, I don't know, I'll just call it prairie grass down in here. But you can see, you know, the elevation. We're down in here. And these coons will run down in that creek and also run the high bank. So we set for both of them. You can see actually there's a really distinct trail just right there on the high bank. But then there's also this really distinct trail right there. You can see the coons, they're not actually going in the water. They're cutting this corner here, just right here, and they're coming up and down. And then they're going back down in the water for a ways and then coming up and meandering on. But anyway, ideal location because you know it's going to be right in front of their face. So I'm saying this coon came from that direction. I had a dog proof. I put it right there, and whenever I set these up, I like to set up like one dog proof and one foothold in case you would get a coon. You still got another foot trap operational for, you know, whatever comes across. So anyway, the trap was placed right there, dead center trail. It was toggled off to this branch that I cut with a fence staple, and there sits the coon. So either he missed, there's a blind set right there as they come up, it's a 1.5. Either he missed that or he came from that way. Doesn't really matter, but we got him there. So nice coon. He'll go, you know, 14, 16 pounds, be a good 2X. So anyway, we'll get him taken care of and then skinned and washed and on the board. All right, so there's the remake of the set. You can see the DP's just right there. I mean, dead nuts. They gotta run into it to get around it. They'd have to literally run into it. So set on sign. There sits the coon. That's how far he took that toggle. So, you know, these toggles are quick, they're easy, they work. So, you know, an instance like this with this type of grass, there is almost no, I mean, you can see how much that moves. You almost cannot get an anchor of any kind. I mean, it don't matter if you get a 3-foot rebar stake or anything. It's really hard to keep anything, 'cause it's also loose in here. So, anyway, big fan of toggling these things off. They work. There sits the big coon. So, you know, you can tell he's fair-sized coon. He didn't take that thing anywhere. So, anyway, just a little tip. There's the remake. We'll hopefully collect more critters here. Alright, so we're here. This set here, this trail coming into the field, and this is probably the most worthless critter I can catch in my area. It's a possum, but besides that, it's almost a jet black possum. So, it's no good. We'll let this guy go too. Alright, so down here in this creek, they've got, you can see the trail just there. There's a pretty high bank there. They ain't gonna walk in that water there, but they'll run right on the edge. And put 2 sets there, one over there, one right here. Got this big guy here. Just, you can see I just had a fence staple into that little log there. It's not 5-6 feet long. He didn't even move it. All he did was sit right there. And you know, 9 times out of 10, if they do take it, they'll take it right out to the creek and it won't go nowhere. So it's quick. It's really muddy here, really muddy, and it's hard to get an anchor in anywhere. You can see right here, I've just got this one anchored to this old plank I found. But it's so muddy here that you can't get your dog proofs to stay in the ground. You know, it's so easy to pull them out that the coons will actually pull them out before they set them off. So like this one here, what I did is I took my hatchet and I split that log there and I put that dog proof down in there so it gives it a little bit more tension. Right here I found solid enough clay, but anyway, there'll be another one for the boards. All right, guys, checking sets here. Starting to rain. It's gonna storm here pretty bad, they're saying, for the next couple of days. But anyway, picked up another nice coon here. This is same set I showed you before. It's where the 2 little creeks come together, and then the big creek's on down that way. So you know, just because, like I said, you don't have permission to get on property of the big creek, you can, if you can find a way to intercept them before they get there, you know, these sets will produce. This is the 3rd check, and there's been 2 coons in this set. So you know, if you can catch them coming and going, it's just as good as being you know, right there on the main highway, so to speak. So it's a good deal. Like I said, don't have many sets out, so you know, you're gonna see a lot of the same sets because just don't have many sets out with the prices this year, but still playing around with them. Another nice coon there. He's all wet and muddy, but that's a good fair sized coon. So I'll get this guy taken care of, and we'll go move on and check some sets. Hopefully we can get most of them done here before we get soaked. All right, so I get a lot of questions about if it's okay to dispatch in the catch circle, and you know, this, that, and the other. How about the blood and everything else? And you know, there was several years ago, I spent about half the season, and I took the majority. I took half my catches out of the catch circle, dispatched them, and then I dispatched the others in the catch circle. And you know, that was over, you know, well over 100 critters, and I saw no difference either way. So it's a lot easier. You don't have to carry a catch pole with you
It's a lot easier. Just go ahead and dispatch them in the catch circle. You know, I dispatch everything with a 22, so I feel that's the best, most economical, humane way to do it. So anyway, you know, you can see there's a little bit of blood, but this set's been here 3 nights and it's caught 2 coons. So I really don't feel there's any ill effects of dispatching in the catch circle. So I get a lot of questions on that, so I thought I'd just touch on that here real quick. All right, so checking sets here again. We're just up the way, a couple 100 yards from where we just caught that coyote. Got this really cool looking skunk. He's got a big white patch, but he's almost spotted up, kind of like those spotted skunks they get on the out west. So really cool looking skunks. I'm a big fan of skunks. This was a step down dirt hole set right on the edge. There's a ditch here going through this 2-track and prevailing wind set and everything else, and it looks really cool. So anyway, we'll get this guy taken care of and reset, and got a fresh set just over here to the left for coyotes, and then this set here is going to have all sorts of appeal now that we've caught this skunk. So we'll get this guy taken care of and we'll move on. Alright, so here's the remake on that set there where we caught the skunk. This was a kind of a step down dirt hole set, and he kind of had the hole dug out, so you can see I just opened it up, made it more of a big dirt hole. The trap's just right there, still the lowest point. Just kind of raked everything in. It's got a lot of eye appeal now. It's got a lot of smell. Just bait in the hole is all you need. And you know, these are really good sets, these remakes, because you've got so much drawing power with them. So it doesn't have to look real clean because the critters are going to naturally come and investigate. So anyway, finished set.